Good morning. Is Mick there, or even Michael?
Uncle Mike.
Uncle Mike.
Is it your Uncle
Mike?
Hi, it's Uncle Mick here.
Hey, Uncle Mick. Now, you tickled my other co-presenter here perfectly. He came bouncing back in from the phone, was quite chirpy, so you've obviously said something quite entertaining. Anyway, welcome to the show. What would you prefer to be called, Uncle Mick, or how call you anything?
Mick is fine. I prefer Mick to Mike or Michael.
Okay, well we'll call you Mick. Now, Mick, we've got your website up, and you are a fascinating character. I think I connected with you on Google some time ago, or wherever it was, in one of the different forums, and you certainly are fascinating. And you run an organisation called 24/7 Business Networking.
Yeah, sort of the technical consultancy side of your digital marketing mix. That's what we do, yeah.
Well, that's a subject which is, people are now starting to get the grips with this opportunity. We'll find out.
No,
where is the...
Enlighten me.
Yeah, where are people feeling, are they getting the grips with it, Mick?
I think it's, there are early adopters and people that are feeling comfortable with it. It's a bit of a moving feast. That's one of the challenges. I mean, anyone that has sort of got on board a Google Plus recently, it's stable in the software sense, but it changes its user interface and the sort of the strategic way direction keeps changing. And only last week, the user interface had a radical overhaul, and that's quite typical. Even LinkedIn's user interface is changing. Google do it overnight worldwide. LinkedIn tend to roll it out over a longer period of time.
Yes.
But it's constantly changing. So there is a need to get businesses, our members, up to speed on social media. It's but one of the things I sort of try and allay fear. There's people only need to be shown how to do this. It's not rocket science.
No.
You do only need to be shown and keep one foot on the ground. It's to be considered part of your marketing mix. So a lot of the information you've got, the knowledge you've got, the marketing collateral you've got still applies.
So it's just a different tool within that.
Yeah, I consider it a new way to get your message out there. I mean, it's extremely efficient. It rips cost out of the whole thing. It's a bit of it levels the playing field. Smaller businesses can now compete, and the smaller businesses tend to be lighter on their feet than the larger organisations. So it's full of opportunity for the micro and the SMEs.
Brilliant. And Mike, Mick.
I'm right. I've been called worse.
Mick, so is there ever too early a jump on the this is up and coming? I'm on it before anyone else. Just like I'm getting the next PlayStation out before it's even built. I've pre-ordered it.
Do you know what? I mean, there's definite advantage to be ahead of your competitors. We're more of a training organisation than a networking organisation. So it's about, we deliver this training through our fortnightly meetings, so it's all bite-sized. So we're heavily into take this knowledge and use it. So I don't think it can be too early, because the first thing, we do an induction training course, which is, we're really proud of, and we kind of get the audience, the people in the room, we ask a fundamental question about their strategy. Why are you engaging with social media? What is it looking to achieve with your business in the next period? And there's nothing new in that question. Yeah, the only new aspect is perhaps why in social media, set in a context. But we should all be looking at strategies. You set a strategy, define design, deploy, measure, review, and go round in circles doing this. Mm-hmm. So in that aspect, like I say, there's nothing radically new about that, but we will then show you how to achieve those goals using social media as part of the marketing mix. So, the earlier you start to think about strategically what you're doing with your business, the better. And we have a course that it takes about an hour and a half to train and show people how to start a very, very simple social media campaign. And it's often the case, it takes longer for me to stand up and present and teach than to actually visually do. So, you've got to give people confidence and say, don't be worried about the web or the keyboard or the internet. Just
they're just things.
Take this on board. Yeah, they're just things. We have groups on all the platforms. So we have a group on Google Plus and LinkedIn and Facebook. So what we say is, here's what you do. Now go practice in our group, because if you get it wrong, give me a quick call and I can sort of make it go away. And we always promise that we laugh with you, not at you.
I'm part of. I joined part of your LinkedIn and the Google Plus groups, Mick, and I think I'm part of the Facebook one, but I've very rarely touched that. But it is a very good group, Darren. If you want to, and there's some real, some great high quality information in there. Nothing that I post. That's very low end. But
does it matter what stage I'm at in my maybe understanding or competence or ready to invest completely in my business, or I think I know it. Does it matter what stage I'm at in terms of getting the full reaping benefits from your services?
We set the bar of our training very low, and I mean that respectfully.
So like the thickos and
like me and Darren.
It's interesting. Young people. I mean, 50% of the planet now is under 30, and these guys are used to Facebook. Email is just too slow for them. It's cumbersome. They can't be doing with dear sir and yours sincerely and this whole address book malarkey. It's SMS messages, or better still, tweets to all of their friends. One message, one click, gone, and it's disseminated. So they understand Facebook, and then they can quickly understand LinkedIn, Google Plus, and Twitter. And it's not, they don't have to learn strategically why this stuff matters. By the way, stuff is a formal social media word.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite social media words, actually.
It's official.
I like that, Mick. I like the way you're going through the jargon and giving us.
I like to explain the difficult words. So the younger generations they get this, but we've got the rest of us who might find this a little bit alien. That's why we set the bar really, really low in the training. And one of the reasons why we came up with one of the courses, this simple social media campaign, we just create accounts on 4 websites. They're all free websites. And then we sort of stitch them all together and show you how, very, very easily, for 10 or 15 minutes a day, you can start raising your personal profile and your company profile, digitally. And people, they sort of giggle and applaud at the end of this hour and a half when they see what they've done. And that's great, because any fear or concern, evaporates.
Yes.
We take them from sort of incompetent to competent.
I mean, what? Now here, Mick, because we've all experienced this. So I'm not coming to your course and your top advice. I'm going to do it on my own, because I'm a know-it-all, and I'm going to publicise my plumbing business, and I'm going to create a JPEG advert. I'm just going to send it to everyone and put it in news feeds.
Like a really good idea.
Yeah, good idea. Okay, I'm going to join a Google Plus and just put that out every hour. Same JPEG.
Yeah, but that worked, won't it?
Of course it'll work. And Twitter and Facebook, and maybe even I'll just spam people. I'll make friends with people on LinkedIn and just tell them about my plumbing stuff.
That's exactly what I'd do.
Well, we would counsel you have a little bit more focus than that. So the idea, and this is a difficult, sometimes some people, particularly, start-up or pre-start-up, cash is king, and they're desperate for business, and they're keen to fish in many ponds. And we kind of try and say, look, you have to have a unique selling point. You have to have a why. Why you're doing this? Why do people buy from you? What is it that's different about you? Identify that, and sort of migrate towards a niche. And migrating towards a niche doesn't mean you're leaving, business on the table. You've got to identify a niche that, will probably bring more business than you could deal with. Well, it's infinite in that sense.
Yeah.
And that focus. You see, there's there's a model that we use. People are familiar with the sales and sales marketing filter. Back in the day, so you shovel loads of stuff in the top, and then some of it falls out the bottom. Yeah. There's a social equivalent to that now, whereas back in the day we might, outbound marketing, telesales, mail drops, just pushing our message out there and in front of people and interrupting them with our message.
Surely that's the best way, though, like to cover everything.
No.
And everybody, and then everyone will see, and the right people should just come through that mix, right?
No, I don't subscribe to that these days. The thing is, people are empowered now, and let's the search engines. So there are a number of search engines, but for this conversation, let's talk about Google. Google has empowered everyone to do their own research. Back in the day, if you wanted to find a supplier, you might go to, if you're at home, you might go to the Yellow Pages, or if you're in business, you might go to Kelly's Directory. Do you remember? Anyone?
Oh, yeah. Goodness.
That was published in 1996
right.
in paper. Now, you hop onto Google and you Google the name of the company.
Yes.
To be honest, I think it's moved on much from that. People don't Google the name of the company. They Google their want, their need, or their problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the search is becoming really abstract. And when they find a potential supplier with a product or service they're looking for, they can do all the due diligence they need to online.
Yes.
Because, we're showing you how to put your message, the recommendations that you're a really good plumber, that you turn up.
Yes.
That you tidy up behind you, and that you offer a money-back guarantee, that you honour. This sort of stuff. By the time someone says, crikey, Mick Holloway's a good plumber, and pick the phone up, they've done their due diligence.
Yes.
First of all, they're in the buying cycle because they're researching a supplier.
Yeah.
Secondly, they know you can do the job. And it's almost like when can you come round? It's fabulous.
Yeah, no, you put that. So really what it has happened, Mick, it's all tipped on its head, hasn't it, in terms of being, marketing in a way is tipped on its head, because we have now been able to create spaces in social environments and the internet. People are coming to the businesses with, they're fully equipped with all the information, because all the information's there. They're making a decision.
That's right, yeah. Everyone's empowered. It's the marketeers have got a new catchphrase. This is inbound marketing.
Yes.
And it's really good because people in the buying cycle, they've done their research, they've done their due diligence, so you can have confidence in your price, really. So that's another thing that social media brings to it. So this sales funnel that I talk about, rather than kicking people's doors down and confronting them, interrupting them with your message,
yeah.
you just hang your material in the air. So you have these posts waiting for Google to find them when people are looking, so they're receptive to your message, they find your message, and they sort of fast forward from first coming across you or your company to thinking, oh right, okay, Mick can help me.
Yes.
They pick the phone up, or they drop you an email, or you become aware of them because they might be following you, they might retweet some of your material, so all of a sudden they appear. And the sales cycle can be it compresses the sales cycle can be much shorter.
It does sound that's like a fast track.
Yes,
yeah.
And the great thing is, and this is sometimes this can be an interesting thing to say, it's a benefit. That sales funnel, if people are doing their due diligence and they decide you are not the right supplier, or you haven't got the right product, well, that's good.
Yes.
Yeah, because you're not going to waste time trying to sell or convert someone that's never going to buy.
No.
So fine, if you're not right for them, cool. And this is where it comes back in a full circle, and I say, don't just hose, Banbury with your message that you're a plumber. Say, you know what, I'm particularly good at boilers.
Yes.
And then you'll get the business where people need a boiler, Is that a good analogy? I'm not a plumber. I might be.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. I like that. Sorry, Dan.
What about in the instance that you are the right person? You want their business. You do want their. Perhaps your message isn't clear, or they've gone. I don't think they're right for me, but you are right for them, and you can be like, I am.
Is it because they're not getting the messages across properly?
Yeah, this is what I'm getting at. Miscommunication, or not missold, but you know what I mean. It's like it's not done you justice in terms of your business selling your product or service properly.
Yeah,
getting that across to your target audience.
This is why we've spent an awful lot of time. We've invested a lot of time and effort in our induction training. So when someone does sort of join our community, they go on a training course, and we have a philosophy towards training. And the first thing is, why are you on social media? What are you here for? What are you looking to achieve in the next period of your business?
Yeah.
And we don't move on until we've answered that, because I might,
like
otherwise I'll be fast forwarding you to put the wrong ladder against the wrong wall.
Yes.
You know, so let's get this sorted. What is it that, why, you know, as a plumber in Banbury, what is it that you know, describe, and we have ways of eking this out. So we'll have a conversation, and if someone looks at me blankly, I'll say, okay, right, describe your best client, your favourite project, you know, and it doesn't have to be because they paid fast or paid the most. What is it you got the biggest buzz out or, you know, achieved the most of? And then say, okay, so let's take that project, identify the characteristics of you know, the product, service or sale, and then go after more of those.
Yes.
Yeah?
Now, you're making perfect sense to us, and I'm sure to our audience here. Now, we're going to give your website address out, Mick, because we're all over it, and you've got so much more detail on there than we've got. Yeah, so it's brilliantly put together there, actually.
Oh, thank you.
And Darren, do you want to read that out? Because you've got it right in front of you,
I
sir.
have got it right in front of me, and I'm going to ask a question straight after, actually.
I know the question you're going to ask.
And I might have worked out the answer, but I'm going to guess, and you tell me if I'm right or not. www.24-7, that's hyphen, that's the sideway, that's the horizontal hyphen, 24-7, so 24-7.so. So does the SO stand for social?
Well, bit of a story.
Okay.
Because when I hit upon the brand of 24/7, and the idea is that, you know, social media works for you 24/7.
Yeah.
When I hit upon that brand, you know, I have a background in software engineering and web technology, so straight go to 123.reg and see what URLs are available.
Yeah.
And this one was available. Great. And they presented it as a new social media extension.so.
Ah.
It's not.
Ah.
Unfortunately, it's Somalia.
Right.
I was thinking it might be a country, but then I thought, no, you're getting creative with this.
No,
And like,
I just couldn't believe it. It's like, crikey. So,
Well, it's still good though, because that works on different. Because, you know, it doesn't really matter, does it? To be honest.
no.
no, they're one of the people in the defence sector sort of do their due diligence and say, we can't work with you. You're Somalia based.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
Yeah, they will.
I promise you.
Yeah, they will have that, of course. But
Good fun.
okay, now we always like to ask Mick one top tip you'd give a new starter in business. Me and Darren were just joking alongside with our first guest, Samantha, who one of the things she does is run that photography business. And we just asked her for, you know, what hot tip would you give to young people starting out in business? She gave us one about funding, which was quite interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, and planning as well.
And planning. She mentioned planning. So you can't give us a top tip about planning. You can't give us a top tip about funding.
Yeah.
What would you suggest to us?
Well, at the risk of slightly repeating myself, I think it's about focus.
Okay.
I think you've really got to sit down and analyse, do due diligence on your idea, viability, and have some focus. You know, don't drill it down so small that there isn't a market. Although, you know, if that's the result of your analysis, you're going to save yourself a lot of stress, worry, and time and money. But have focus, know what it is you're looking to do, where you're looking to go, visualise it, and then make sure not just your social media, but all that you do is heading in that direction all of the time.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna slightly enlarge on this. I'm gonna do it a little bit, not just ask that sort of broad question, but I'm gonna ask this question, and it is, so I'm very new and I'm starting up. I've got this great idea, Mick, I've got this idea. I've written it down and it's all there, and I come to you like, you know, we know each other, and you're just helping with business, going like, oh yeah, sure, I'll give it a squiz over. Tell me your premise. Is it where do you start? Do you find the gap in the market first? You go, I could fit in there, and go about doing some research and relevant stuff, or do you go like, I've got a good plan, got a good idea, and just run with it?
I think one of the crudest answers is you've got to look for the money. Even if it's a social enterprise, it has to wash its face. So you've got to be sure that you can monetize your idea. You know, if it's a social enterprise, not-for-profit social enterprise, and you're of independent means yourself, let's say, and you want to do some good, give something back, great. But these businesses, they've got to be viable business entities. So, make sure that you can monetize your idea, and that is down to research. Is anyone else doing it? If they are, how are they doing it? Doesn't necessarily mean it's a showstopper. You don't necessarily have to have the absolute unique 5% difference, and you can move forward.
And is that what it boils down to? Do your research.
Yeah.
Do your research first.
If you've got a really good idea, and be aware, we're all. Now let me think about
crazy. Silly.
Yes, it's all crazy.
Naive.
Now. We're all unconsciously missing, lacking, unconsciously incompetent in some way.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I love my job because I get to go around all these groups and I meet all these entrepreneurs, and they're at various stages. Some of them, pre-launch, some are mature businesses. But you get to, it's like a consultant's eye view. I can see the wood for the trees. It's fabulous. And there are a number of reasons why people start up businesses. They redundancy, some cash comes in, they retire, some cash comes in, assets mature, or, they decide that they want to row their own boat. So they'll have one of the 4 or 5 key attributes. They'll either know a piece of technology, they'll have an idea, as you say, or a product or service, or think they've identified a gap in the market. The thing is to make sure that you get help where you are not strong. And invariably, people with these sort of ideas have not necessarily got sales skills. So be sure you have a mentor or a coach to fill the gaps.
But like you say, seeing the wood for the trees, that sounds like that potentially people might not know. They got their blinkers on. They go, I'm doing fine. I'm doing all right. Are you doing all right?
A really sexy idea, or a new piece of technology, or a different approach to an old thing, and all they have to do is just open the door a little bit and say, "Okay, I'm ready," and the queue will form. No, it's not like that. You need to get some. Make sure if you can't do it yourself, then you go get the skills to put together the marketing campaign. Do the research even. If you're looking to start a franchise, is your idea franchisable? There are consultancies out there that very cheaply, very quickly can help you with that.
Well, would it be good to make a list to start with, an ongoing, like your business plan, but next to your business plan maybe, like your skills, and what you're good at, what you're not good at, so you can know where you're going to fall down in the future and go, could outsource
and the other
that.
thing, of course, is to be honest with yourself.
Yeah. It does you no favours in the...
Yeah, if you're not a salesperson, go get some sales training, or ally with someone that is. If you're not a marketer, copy. The stuff that you put on your website and in your marketing collateral. If these words don't come easily, or if you're technical and you can't sort of demystify it, de-skill it, go talk to a copywriter. There are quite a few around now, really good. And it's a small investment to get it right first time.
No, they are top tips. You've just gone on to there. Well
yeah,
done.
so I did.
No, that's brilliant because you've expanded that. Because essentially, we haven't got the well, some people may be, but we haven't got all the skills and everything. And although we may have a great business plan, we may have done the research.
Oh, no, I'm brilliant.
Yeah, of course, you are the oracle of all business. Yeah. But there are limitations. Like you just said there, copywriting or maybe technical skills, or even in marketing or sales. There are weaknesses within most of us, and I think what you've highlighted there is go and seek them and maybe buy them in, or if not, learn how to do them. I think they're there to me.
We should all have a mentor or a coach. You've got to have someone else. It can get a bit lonely in the early days, and perhaps just yourself.
Yeah.
You need someone to stand there, and also here's another one, top tip. If you do have a mentor or a coach, day 1, lesson 1, meeting 1, give them permission to shout at you or to kick your bottom.
Yes.
You've got to give them permission and just say, get strong with me.
Yes.
However much I wriggle, I won't sack you or I'll punch you or anything like that.
Yes.
You've got to grant them permission so that they can go forward. And there'll be times when it's dark and you think, oh goodness me, and there'll be times when you're excited, and you just got to keep going through those dark times. And when you get busy, you need someone to say to you, that's not a priority, Mick. Go over here.
Yes.
Focus on here. It's what we agreed. Why aren't you doing it? You think, yep, right, got it.
I think
an excellent coach.
Yeah, I like that because I think it's too easy, Mick. We've all done this. We can be distracted in something which looks quite interesting, rather than keeping going towards the, the objectives, the goals, which are
prevaricating. I mean, who
Yeah.
doesn't prevaricate?
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
When you've got to do something horrible, all the stuff you haven't done for months becomes a priority, and you go off and tidy the office.
Yeah, she's been following me around because that's exactly what I tend to do. Okay, well,
Just got a camera in your office.
yeah, no, quite right. Well, we're going to give that website address again, Darren. Can you give that website address out? Because,
Indeed.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and grannies and granddads, whoever's listening, check this website out. I think it's actually fabulous.
I like your branding, your logo, and that as well.
Excellent, thank you. Well, here's a good example. A guy I've been networking with for years does graphics design, and when we come up with this, I thought it's just, I'm wired digitally. I'm a software engineer, so I think logically I have the creative abilities of a paving slab.
Same here.
And a grey one. So I just went straight to this guy. I think it was about £300 to do some business branding, and I agree. I love it. Even, I would not have chose it, but I do like it. I think
it's
It works. Well, Darren's a graphic designer, so for him to say, give you a tick box there, that's high.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, do you want to give that website?
appreciated. Yeah. Yes, the website is www.24-7.so for Somalia, or social.
Yeah.
Check that out, and you can connect with Mick on the social networks, and one of or two or three of his groups, and
Yeah, please.
You'll learn a lot more. Thank you for your time today, Mick.
I wanted to ask more questions.
Oh, I know. Same as at the time. I mean,
Time is ticking.
We've extracted some goodness out of him, though, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
Excellent. My pleasure. Great fun.
You've been a joy, Mick. Thank you very much, sir.
Anytime.
You enjoy the rest of the day, and hope it's sunny out where you are, sir.
Yeah.
Stevenage, is it sunny there today?
It is. It's not too bad. It's trying. I'm off into London now, so.
You have a good day. Thanks,
Okay.
Mick. Take care.
Thanks
Been
for your
good
time.
knowing you,
Bye,
business.
guys.
Bye bye.